Hello, everybody. So, if you are a very busy individual with a lot of work and a lot of things to do on a day-to-day basis, some of you are single moms, single dads, some of you work full time and also have part-time jobs during the weekends, and you're busy, but you do like to stay on top of things, on top of the trades, on top of finances, and you invest in crypto like me, Darwin Fortuna here. Um, I have discovered a quick trick or a quick way of staying up to date with almost everything relatively quickly. And all it takes is some of the apps that your iPhone already has with it, and probably Samsung, but this is going to be only for iPhones. And a way to basically have the phone read to you. And it's actually very nice. It's not so robotic or horrible that you wouldn't want to read it. So what I have here is this is an app I use to stay up to date with the news. I will tell you more about what the app is, but what I'm trying to show you is this little button that I have floating around. So this little button that I have floating around is a button that allows me to speak my screen. And you would say, what? Yeah, it speaks your screen. You can click and speak your screen. You can control the speed. And also I have activated a selection tool that also speaks your screen. Let's give it a shot.
The solution, according to Bjelic, represents the holy grail of Web3 as it offers security, scalability, and full compatibility with Ethereum, which means developers won't have to learn a new programming language to work with it.
So that's actually very nice. The voice of Siri, you have different options of voices actually that you can pick from, but you wonder how do I get this little button and this little speak screen? So all you're gonna do is you're gonna go into your settings, and I have my settings already here. And under your settings, you're gonna go into accessibility. After you go to accessibility, you're going to find a section that says spoken content. So it's part of vision, and it's actually it was created for people with certain disabilities or certain special needs, so that they can listen to whatever's being presented to them, which is very useful. But in my case, I use it to read the news for me. As I'm driving, I drive a lot to a lot of job sites, a lot of construction sites. I have so much going on, right? I have three children, I have a family. I want to stay up to date, right? And also, I'm an educator. I teach about crypto, I teach about investments. So I can't really have the time to sit down and read everything. So you go to spoken content, and on spoken content, you have two buttons that I want you to have on: speak selection and speak screen. When you have those buttons on, that will immediately prompt this little button that you have in here. And that button is what you need to be able to read whatever you have on the screen. So speak selection is the first option I showed you. I didn't show you how to do the speak screen. So speak screen is pretty much the same. But before I go there, so these are the buttons. You have the speech controller, highlight control content, typing feedback, voice, and you can pick the voices that you want and the different languages that you want the voices to be. So you could have the content be read to you in English and any of these languages that you have in here, which is pretty useful. And for Siri, you have different types of voices, and you can download more voices if you feel like it. So you have Rishi, you have Victoria, Tom, Susan. I've been using just the same one, but you can download different voices, which is very useful too. Audiobooks is something I also listen to and I also do. So because of that, I discovered this method that allows me to stay up to date with what's going on with the news. So once again, you go to your settings, and under your iPhone settings, you're gonna find accessibility. You're gonna type accessibility, and after you type accessibility, you go here and find spoken content, and you select the different options for speak selection and for speak screen. So let's go back to our news right here. So I have the news. I go with speak screen, and it will
1
speak the screen.
BDC $23,782. EDH 1,700.
So this starts reading the screen all the way from the top, and at the top you see is reading the different values of the coins. So that's actually very good too. And I am on Cointelegraph right now, but it's super useful. So after you already activated the speak screen, it's this button at the top. And one really cool tip, if you stay all the way through in the video, you're gonna get right now is the fact that you can change the speed of the what you're reading. So I like to do things in 1.5x or 2x because I can understand it and I can absorb it relatively quickly. And if I need to slow it down, I can slow it down to half an x. So right now,
$1,714. BNB $292.
and you would say, well, Darwin, why? Why on earth would you want to read something like that? Well, I like driving a lot, and I drive a lot for work. So when I'm going somewhere and I have a drive of 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, oftentimes I can read a whole book, a whole PDF or a whole book in like a couple hours. Because if something is supposed to take, let's say, 6 hours to do, if I have it in 1.5 or 2x, you're gonna do it in 3 hours, right? Or 4 hours, 4.5 hours. So you've already gotten that content. It all depends on the kind of person you are. It all depends on your level of sort of retention, which in my case, I am very, very good with retention. Like my memory is almost impeccable. And then also the level of comprehension that you have, right? So sometimes there's some content that I have to slow it down and be like, oh my goodness, this is way above my pay grade, right? So I need to really slow down. So you could do it either by saying speak selection, and you could say speak screen. But when you do
1
speak
BDC
screen,
23.
you could actually also pick. You do the
The
hand, and
solution,
you
according to Bjelic,
and
represents
you
the holy
can
grail of
pick.
Web3 as it offers security, scalability, and full compatibility with Ethereum, which means developers won't have to learn a new programming language to work with it. 1 BDC 23,000.
So you can pick. You saw the hand. I'm sorry about that. So you can see the hand. So I can
1
pick the
BDC
hand
23.
and then say when right
When you
here.
launch a scaling solution, you ideally want to preserve that developer experience, otherwise, there will be a lot of friction, explained Bjelic.
And it's very, very readable. You can really understand this. You can really get a sense of what's going on, what they're talking about relatively quickly. We don't have time, really. Like time is the most valuable asset we all have. And if you don't think time is the most valuable asset, then just ask yourself, what is it then? What's the only asset that's going down every day, right? We don't even know when our time is going to end on Earth. So time is really, really the most important asset we have. So being able to absorb a lot of news, a lot of information, a lot of content relatively quickly, prepare, and be able to position yourself for success is critical. And I do this every morning, and I do this every night. So I'll probably do a ritual, a video of my ritual, my daily ritual, right? So how I achieved all the things I have achieved in a very relatively short period of time. Um, it's all about those little hacks in life that you can do that will give you a competitive edge against everybody else, because there's a lot of people trying to do this. You got to get ahead. You got to be ahead. And I can be ahead by selecting proper content I want to know and being able to absorb that content in a very effective way and be able to prepare myself accordingly and position myself accordingly. So I hope this is helpful. This is a quick hack. That's how I stay on top of things. That's how I can create this amazing content that I'm creating every single day here at Fortuna Flow. And once again, that went Fortuna Flow. I am a licensed architect that invests in crypto and is here to help you out, learn a little bit, entertain you, and hey, hopefully make some money. Thank you.